I went live and I didn't mean to. Well, I meant to go live, but not right this minute. Put it that way. I was just going to give everybody another chance to get their name in the pot. Get some settings fixed here. Well, I was checking the settings on my monetization and it says limited for some reason. I don't know why that's like that. I've never had it like that before. I don't know why it's limited. Kind of crazy, y'all. I can't see that. Got Dennis, Darlene, Patty C. Welcome, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing. I don't know what's going on with YouTube and my computer. I don't know why it says limited. That's got me stumped. Huh. It's crazy, 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 y'all. Let me check it again. Oh, it's flipped to on. That had me worried there for a minute, y'all. I had to get my settings to subscribers only so we don't have a bunch of trolls coming in here. I've been sitting here just worried to death over Lucky because he's not shown back up. I'm pretty sure probably somebody's got him in their house and he can't come home. That's why he's not coming home. Because I've been out calling him all day. I called him till like almost 1 a.m. last night. I called him the night before. I sent a picture to my neighbor that lives across the street on the other street behind the privacy fences with a picture of Lucky, and I asked if they had seen him. The gentleman texted back, said yes, he was here eating off our porch yesterday. Well, that's not like Lucky. He usually comes home to eat. And they've got other cats. They keep their cats inside. They feed their cats inside from what they tell me. So I don't know. I'm afraid that somebody's seen him running around and no, he's a healthy cat. He looks good. And they've decided they wanted him. But I still hope he comes home. Maybe he'll cause them too much headache and they'll have to let him out of the house. Because some people, when they find a cat they want, they put it in the house and they won't even let it back out in the yard. No time. They keep him inside all the time. I'm writing y'all's name down, y'all. Jackie M. Paula. How are you people this evening? Doing good, I hope. Let me get on to live chat instead of just super chat. But we got Darlene. I knew we had Darlene in here. Yeah, I know. Been messing with this computer. It wasn't supposed to go live, and it went live on me, and I wasn't ready. So I had to delete it out and start over because some of the settings weren't right. Yeah. But you know, as much as I put his picture on Facebook and YouTube, and I know they watch my YouTube channel, probably everybody around here does. They know he's my cat. I've taken care of him ever since somebody put him out the beginning of the summer. And I planned on taking care of him for pretty much the rest of his life. And I was getting him used to being around here, getting him used to being in the house, getting him used to the little pet carrier, and then him disappeared. They probably heard me say on my lives that I had the appointment to take him in and get him fixed and get a chip put on him and all that. So they decided they were going to take him before I got a chance to do that. Because, you know, I mistakenly told him that he was not traceable right now, which was my mistake. I should never have mentioned it on YouTube or anywhere until he was already taken care of. So then I could have tracked him by his chip. I would have known exactly where he was. I'm pretty sure I know where he is, but I'm not accusing anybody of anything yet. But I'm pretty sure I know. I know he's a YouTube star. He's my fur baby. I want my fur baby back. And that's not because he's a YouTube star, but I just love the little cat, you know. I've loved him ever since he was put out here almost a year ago. And I started taking care of him. I mean, I hate it when people, and I know a lot of people do it, they take real good care of their cats, but they keep them shut up in the house. They never let them outside in the fresh air. And that's not good for animals. They need to get out and at least breathe fresh air during the day. They need to be able to run around like a cat does, you know. And that's what I try to do with these cats that stay around here. I don't want to keep him penned up. He knew where his home was, and he'd be home right now if somebody wasn't keeping him. But I think I've got all of your names down so far that's in the live chat tonight. I got to thinking, one of the people in chat last night asked me if I was going live tonight, and I said, well, I didn't know. I hadn't planned on it. And then I just decided all of a sudden, well, I'm going live. I need to talk to somebody because I keep worrying about Lucky. So I said, I need to take a deep breath and just talk to somebody other than talking about him being gone, I guess. Yeah, he needs to come home. Even little Buddy, he acts like he knows something's wrong, that Lucky's not here. He'll go out and he'll look around, he'll walk around the yard, and then he comes back to the porch and wants to come back in. It's like he's out there looking for him. He knows he should be out there, and he's not there. Yeah, it's kind of like losing my little baby, you know. I want him home. I didn't think I wanted another cat till he was put out here, and then I started feeding him and got attached to him. But, yeah, it's bad when somebody just picks your cat up, you know, and just decides they want it after you've taken care of it and raised it for a year, almost a year. He's about probably 8, 9 months old. Well, I guess if any of you saw my update on the winter storm today, we didn't really get a winter storm. We got a little bit of ice that fell during the night, but not much. And there may have been just a tiny bit of snow mixed in with it. But by the time I got up this morning, by the time daylight came around, it was all gone. I mean, it was just a little bit on the trash can, a little bit on some of the flower beds, or, you know, in pots, different places, or in a little patch in the yard. But that was all we got. But we needed the rain, so I'm not complaining about that. We definitely didn't need the ice and snow. Yeah, him and little buddy both is YouTube stars. Everybody knows these 2 little kitties, these fur babies. I want my fur baby back. I mean, it made me feel so bad when I went to bed the first night, because I stayed up till like 1 o'clock, and I kept checking outside and calling him, and he never would come. So I finally gave up, and I said, well, it's not going to do me any good to stay up all night. I'm going to bed. Maybe he'll be here in the morning. Well, yesterday morning, he wasn't here. I haven't seen him all day yesterday. I called him up till late last night. I've been calling him all day today, and I've not seen anything of him. He's just gone. And I think if he was anywhere around here, because he doesn't usually go too far. Usually he hears me calling him, he'll come running. Because he knows he's either going to get treats or it's mealtime. He comes running. He's not very far away. So I know somebody's got to have him in their house. And he can't come. That's why he's not here. Because I know in my heart he'd be here if he could. He's locked up somewhere in somebody's house or something. Yeah, the neighbor said that, oh, well, we saw him running around with some other cats. Well, usually he does run around because there's a couple of other cats around here too. But he doesn't usually go far. He doesn't usually go so far that if I call him, he don't hear me. And he comes running. Well, I was thinking, y'all, and I'm thinking just 1 jar of the Chow Chow or Cowboy Candy or Relish or the jelly really isn't enough for a whole month worth of putting your name in the pot. So I'm thinking I'm not only going to give that, your choice, whichever one, and then I'm going to give a gift card. I haven't decided on exactly the amount of the gift card or where the gift card will be for. Because I don't know what is in your area. So it might be just like a Visa gift card with money on it that you can basically spend anywhere. Because I wouldn't want to get one for a restaurant and then you not have one in your area, or for a certain store and you not have it in your area. Now, Amazon, I guess anybody that watches my channel can order from Amazon. That would be an idea. But yeah, I was thinking I'll give away your choice of whichever one of the jar canned goods you wanted, and then I'll include a gift card with it. So what do y'all think would be a best place to have a gift card for? Maybe Amazon, or I know Walmart delivers through the mail and stuff. But if you're a member with Walmart and their deliveries, then you get it for free, but you pay a fee every month. Amazon is the same way, but I feel like more people probably order from Amazon than they do anywhere else. What y'all's thought about that? I'm trying to bring my chat back up. Where did it go? Gladys says Amazon 14 in Connecticut. Cold. Oh, that's too cold, Gladys. Tamara says Walmart. Jenny Lynn says Amazon. Tamara Aimling says Visa. You know, I was kind of thinking Visa because that way you could order it from anywhere, even Amazon. I mean, you can use a Visa card basically anywhere you can order from, or even walk into, you can use it. So, yeah, I'm thinking it might be Amazon or just a Visa gift card for a certain amount added to the canned goods, of course. Because it's a contest for a whole month. I wanted it to make worthwhile. Janine Spurgeon says, I think Walmart's cheaper. I'm writing your name down again for another chance in the pot, and Gladys's too. I know I want Lucky to come home. I miss him. I've missed him terribly for these 2 days. I mean, Lucky's right here. He's asleep in the chair. He's in the recliner, curled up on the blanket, and he's sound asleep. He's been in here all off and on all day. I'll let him out, and he comes right back. And that's what I was trying to get Lucky to do, you know, get him used to coming in the house to where I could let him out and he knows to come back like little Buddy does. But I let him out day before yesterday and he just hasn't come home. Donna Placedia, yeah, I got to put your name back down again. We got 3 more inches of snow. Oh, wow. And we got Jay in the house, whoever Jay is. Linda Blaylock. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of Visa because then you can use it anywhere. Yeah, y'all say a prayer that Lucky comes home. And there's Wilson. I got to get his name in again. Yeah, I'm thinking of Visa. That way, if you want to shop at Amazon, you can. You can go to Walmart. You can go to any store you want. You can spend it in any restaurant you want. You can do whatever you want with it. Tamara Aimling. Let's see. I don't think I've got yours down again. I think I've got everybody that's come in so far. Jay says, hi, Linda. I'm from the Air Force. Oh, where are you stationed, Jay? We got the Air Force in the house, y'all. Yeah, that's a good. I think Visa's the best option. That way you can use it anywhere. What's going on? Visa good. Anything you choose is nice thing you're doing. I'm just adding a bonus to the drawing. I'm adding a gift card. I haven't decided on the exact amount of it yet, but you'll still get the Chow Chow or cowboy candy or whatever you choose, just like originally, but you'll have a gift card included in that. Yeah, you can use the Visa for anything you want to use it for. And we've got I don't think I got Jenny Lynn's name down. Jenny Lynnness. What's Visa? You don't know what a Visa card is? You know what MasterCard is? Or what is it? Federal Express or whatever? You'd use a Visa card if it had money on it, wouldn't you, Wilson? One of each would be nice. Well, I was going to give the canned goods. That's still in the contest. And then I'm adding the gift card. So you'll get the gift card and the canned goods, whichever one you choose. But you'll still get the gift card with it. There you go, Wilson. See, I upped the ante on your winnings. Jay, where are you stationed if you're in the Air Force? I knew a guy years and years ago that was in the Air Force. Jess Ruby, I got you in North Carolina. That's my home state. You're probably at the same Air Force base my friend was at, because he was in North Carolina too. We drove up to the base one time. He came through my hometown. He was in a car wreck with my uncle. My uncle was only 19 at the time. And the guy, he was in the Air Force. So he ended up in the Air Force hospital. And we went to the base. And I don't know how my uncle got us in, but he got us in. And we went in and saw him. James, it was his name. He said, how did y'all get in here? You're not even on my visitation list. I don't remember the name, but it was Air Force, and it was not so far that we couldn't drive from my hometown, which is Atkinson, just 20 miles from Wilmington. It could have been Camp Lejeune, but I thought Camp Lejeune was a Marine base. Yeah, Patty C's in North Carolina. I think she's in Wilmington. That's only 20 miles from my hometown. I told her we'd have to get together next time I went to North Carolina. Yeah, don't drink the water. I don't know, does Camp Lejeune have Air Force as well? I guess they would have Marine Air Force. I don't know. I don't know that much about military stuff. I know my dad was in the Navy. He was on a battleship. That's all I know. Yeah, Jenny Linus is. Jenny Linus. I wrote it out just like you got it there. Well, I know the Navy, they have Air Force. So I'm assuming that the Army, the Marines, every branch of the service probably has their own Air Force, right? I don't know. I hope not. They said they saw him yesterday on his porch, and that's just inside this privacy fence over here. So I'm hoping he's okay. Is it Camp Lejeune you're stationed at, Jay? I'm nosy. I went out with a guy from Camp Lejeune. He wasn't in the Air Force, but he was a Marine. I met him at a little party place right inside of Burgaw, North Carolina, where a bunch of the Marines were one night at this little dance hall. I met him there, and he came to my hometown like that weekend. Patty said she'd like to know also. Fort Bragg. Okay, yeah. Fort Bragg is not that far away either. Little buddy just got up. He's walking around. Todd's watching the Outlaw TV network now. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm thinking about making the gift card maybe $10, something like that, to go with the canned goods. I was asking where you were stationed at to make sure if you are drawing, I could send it to you, Jay. Because I don't know who's going to win. We got lots of people putting their names by just coming into my live, so. Little buddy wants out. Let me go let him out. Maybe he'll go find Lucky. You gonna go find Lucky for me? Go ahead. See, I let little buddy out. He knows to come back. Wilson, you were in the live the other night when this started, weren't you? You either get a jar of cowboy candy relish, a jar of chow chow, or pepper jelly or pepper jam. I'm grabbing my my cough drops, y'all. You have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. Oh, he knows when I'm out there calling, "Here, kitty," and I call Lucky. He comes running. I mean, he'll almost slide around the corner of the house coming to the porch. Well, there is the cowboy candy. There's the chow chow. Just trying to find the. There is the pepper jam. There's the pepper jelly. And there's the pepper relish. Almost like a cucumber relish, a pickle relish. That's what that is, basically. Gosh, I don't know why I'm coughing so bad tonight. I guess because I've been outside and it stopped raining. And the wind picked up, so it's got stuff stirred up in the air. You can choose which one of those you want. Make me some tea with honey. And I'm grabbing the honey. Put the tea bag in my cup. Let it heat up. Yum, yum. How long have you been in the Air Force, Jay? Oh, that jelly is good. I've already eaten 2 little jars of it because I ran out of big jars to put it in, or the jelly jars I've been using, and I ended up putting it in one this size, the quarter pint, and I've already eaten 2 of these. And I've got one of the jam, I think, in my refrigerator. I already started eating on this one. You can see I've eaten down a little bit of it. It's really good. But it is not hot at all. Well, good, Patty C. Finally able to get out and go somewhere. I think I'm going to take a swig of cough syrup tonight. It is. I've eaten it on a bagel. I've eaten it on just bread. I've eaten it on toast with butter. Oh, it's good. It's really good. Let me get my tea. Or my water in my tea bag. It's not tea yet. And a spoon. That way I can put some honey in it. Goodness gracious, y'all. You'll be dancing in no time. Yep, she sure will. I hope you ate something really good, Patty. I did. You're not going to tell us what? I had to mix that. We ate the jelly on Ritz crackers. Oh, you did? Did you like it, Gladys? I mean, it was not hot at all. Oh, wow, that sounds good. Hibachi chicken, beef, rice. Oh, wow. Put some pepper jelly in your tea. No, I don't think so. My throat is not raw or anything. It's just the allergies I'm breathing. Breathing the air. I'm sitting here and the fan is blowing from the fireplace. And it's blowing in my direction. So I'm breathing the air that it's blowing out too. That doesn't help. Oh, she's got a Blackstone. My son got one of those. He got it for Christmas last year. Not this Christmas, but a year ago, I think. It's not working. I don't know what you're saying is not working. Jelly and Ritz crackers. I've eaten jelly on Ritz crackers before. It's pretty good. And I put them on saltine crackers. That's good too. Well, I just started drinking it. I haven't even taken a good mouthful of it yet. It's too hot. And I had to stir it up. Bet if I took a swig of that cough syrup, it would work. Maybe. That stuff is gross, though. It works, but it's gross. It's Mucinex. Oh, it tastes something awful. But it's good stuff. It works. Oh. Oh my God. Y'all. That's terrible stuff. Margarine and Ritz crackers. I'd rather have the jelly. Oh, I bet it did. That sounded like a fun time, Patty. With sardines, I like sardines, but I don't want them on my Ritz crackers. I've eaten sardines with saltine crackers. I've eaten them on a sandwich when I slice up onion real thin. I didn't think I would like a sandwich with onions on it and sardines, but it's good. I learned to fix that at my aunt's house when I was 13 years old. I went to New York for the summer and spent it with my aunt and uncle. And she gave that to me for lunch one day. I mean, she sat down there too. She come out there and she fixed sardine sandwiches for both of us. And we had tomato juice to drink with it. When I first looked at it and saw what it was, I thought to myself, oh, I don't know if I could eat this. I didn't say anything to her, though. But you know what? I picked it up and I bit into it, started chewing in it, and it wasn't bad. I ate it. I liked it. And I've made them ever since. That was a long time ago. Oh, there's Janice Country QT. I'm glad you made it, Janice Country QT. You like them with hot sauce? I've tried buying them in the can they come packed in mustard and they come packed in a tomato sauce or a hot sauce. I couldn't eat them like that. I like just the plain sardines in the can. And then I like to add the thinly sliced onion. And then if I want to put hot sauce on it, I'll dab a little bit of hot sauce on it myself. Oh, wow. Canada sent water planes to LA. Well, they needed it with all those fires. I mean, there was tens of thousands of homes burnt down. And I think the last count, there was about 10 people dead. Others have been like trapped in their homes that they found and got them out. You got 8 inches of snow last night. Oh my goodness. Ooh. My grandsons use hot sauce like it's going out of style. Well, they should like this Cowboy Candy and Cowboy Candy Relish then if you happen to win. They'll help you eat it. It is good, but it's hot. It breaks a little bit of the heat in it when you turn it into Cowboy Candy or the cowboy candy relish, but it's still plenty hot. Pizza, and I've never had pizza with anchovies. I don't know if I want that or not. Your Sicilian grandma made it that way. Wow. I like boneless sardines, like a little cleaner. Yeah, I've got sriracha sauce. I keep a jar of it in my refrigerator because I mix it in a lot of stuff that I eat. Patty C said they got about 3 or 4 inches of snow. Yeah, I mean, that was devastating to those people. It was Los Angeles, Palisades, West Hills, Hollywood. A lot of celebrities lost their homes too, you know. Well, maybe not a lot of them, but there's some of the celebrity homes that burnt. Patty C said, my son says he's ready for cowboy candy or any of it to share. Oh, my nose keeps running. And it's nothing but allergies, y'all. I'm not sick. Well, when I sent that pepper jelly to Gladys that time, she said, well, I can't eat hot stuff. I'll give it to my nurse. And I assured her it was not hot. She can eat it. I told her at least taste it before she gave it away. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That they'd be real salty on a pizza. And pizza is salty anyway. Creamed herring is the best. I've never had creamed herring. And Patty says, I'll eat any of it. If you made it. Well, I've got more here of this cowboy candy and stuff that I'm going to eat, you know, until I can more in the fall. I've still got 1 or 2 jars from last year of this cowboy candy. And I gave my son several jars of this stuff that I just did. I gave a box full of it to his daughter-in-law or stepdaughter. I don't know what you call her. It was his wife's daughter, so that's his stepdaughter. Cowboy candy. Yeah, I had quite a few peppers, hot peppers this year, so I made quite a bit of cowboy candy and a few jars of the cowboy candy relish. I've never had pickled herring. I've never tried it. Yeah, well, you know, after the fire started, I mean, that wind was blowing something terrible. That's what was causing it to spread like crazy. Is the pepper jelly like jalapeno? That's what it is, jalapeno jelly. And it's got a few other hot peppers in with it. Because I grew several hot peppers in my garden, and I've just mixed all the peppers up. And I must have got a few that were not hot peppers because my jelly is not hot. And I know there's jalapenos in there. Yeah, I've been watching some of the videos from it that they show live, and it was awful. I saw one video where they had cars just lined up on the street or on the road where people were trying to get out, get away from the fires, and they were bumper to bumper. And I don't know what stopped them, but they were like stopped. They couldn't move. And people were getting scared. It was getting so smoky and the fire was getting so close. They all got out of their cars, just left them sitting there on the street, on the highway, and walked off to get away. And they had to come through later with bulldozers to push the cars out of the way to make a path for the fire trucks to come through. Now that's something terrible. Yep, they ran. They had to get away from it. Some of them would probably be dead if they hadn't. It showed school buses just completely burnt up. Of course, there was no one in them, but, showed them parked. Must have been close to the school. And there's Life with Pippentine. Hello. We've upped the ante on our giveaway. We're adding a gift card to it. Maybe a $10 gift card or $15. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But we're definitely adding a gift card. Yeah, I'm sure they ran out of water. Because, with that fires around, a lot of them's electricity was off. And it takes electric pumps to pump that water from the source of where the water comes from. So I'm sure it knocked the power out that was running some of the pumps, if not, probably not all of them, but a lot of them it did, I'm sure. I wouldn't want to try to outrun a fire. Not the way that wind was blowing. The drawing will be February 6th. That's on a Thursday night. It's on a regular trivia night, but that's when the drawing will be. And the more times you come into the live, since from now till then, every time you come into a new live, I'm putting your name down and I'm entering it into the jar, so you'll have more chances to win. Yeah, a lot of people were out of electricity completely. Yeah, and you do have to be present to win. A lot of people say, well, how do I know if I win or not? Well, you got to be in the live February 6th. Because if you're not there when I do the drawing and your name is drawn, we go on to the next person. I'll just set that name aside and I'll draw another one. I'll keep drawing until someone wins that's in the live. Yeah, you got to be present to win. Yeah, it was so sad. I watched some of the videos where they were evacuating nursing homes, hospitals, the elderly people. They were bringing them out in wheelchairs. And there's MT. Hello, MT. Welcome to our big surprise live. I'm doing great, but Lucky's not come home yet. I think somebody decided to take him. I may be wrong. He may show up tomorrow. I hope so. I hope if anybody's got him in their house and he can't get out, they'll let him go at least by tomorrow. Well, if you go to where you subscribed and it shows that you are subscribed already, click on the bell. And a menu will drop down. Choose that first option, all notifications. And you'll get notified every time I go live or every time I post a video. That's the way you get notified of a live getting ready to happen. Oh, they were. They've never experienced anything like that in Los Angeles before. Huh. My camera just disconnected and reconnected all of a sudden. I'd be terrified if I was there. You wouldn't know which direction to run in, except away from where you thought the fire was. It'd be neat if Jay at Fort Bragg in the Air Force won our drawing. He'd have to share his cowboy candy or whichever one he chose with his other Air Force buddies. I have it notified and pushing all. Okay. Yeah, he might be out catting around. I mean, he was gone, what, 2 days before and he showed up. So I'm hoping he shows up this time. Yeah, that's why I want to have Lucky fixed. They say they stay more at home if you have them fixed. And then I won't mind turning him loose in the house. I can't now when he's in here because I'm afraid he'll spray all over everything. And my house will smell terrible. And I don't want that to happen because you can't hardly get rid of that scent. That's why I bring him in and I put him in the little pet carrier. Because it's a big one. I mean, it's twice as big as Lucky is. So he's got plenty of room to move around, stretch out in there, and go to sleep. And I brought him in for 2 nights, and he slept good in that pet carrier. And I let him out the next morning and gave him breakfast, him and little buddy. Let him run around the yard. Well, that last day I let him out, and I fed him. He come here, he ate lunch, and he took off and was running around the yard just like he always does. And he didn't come back. There was a 65-year-old man found deceased holding a water hose. That's so sad. He probably died from smoke inhalation and probably stress of what was happening. He might have stressed out so bad he had a heart attack if the smoke wasn't what caused it. I know, it's awful. And I felt so bad for the firemen. You know, they're doing all they can do, but when the wind is blowing that hard and it's blowing those ashes through the trees and everywhere, it spreads like crazy. Yeah, when I watched some of it today, when I saw them evacuating the elderly in wheelchairs and all that, I don't know if it was from a nursing home or where it was, but I said, man, I can't handle, I can't watch the rest of this video. He had been in his home for over 45 years. He let his wife leave, but he wanted to stay to fight the house fire. And see, that's something he should have never done. One person alone can't fight a house fire. I mean, the firemen can't even do it with these fire trucks. What did we expect one man to do? But I can understand the way he felt. He felt like he would be abandoning it and he wasn't even trying. But it would have been better if he left with his wife and he would still be alive, you know. That poor woman, she is going to, oh my God, she's going to hate it now that she left and left him there. But, you know, if he insisted on staying, there's nothing she could do. Yeah, I can imagine. Finding animals with respiratory problems covered with ash, yeah. And see, that's why those people got out of those cars and started running. Because they said the smoke was getting so thick in their cars they couldn't breathe. They had to leave. They had to go. And they couldn't move the car. They were just stopped in traffic, bumper to bumper. They couldn't go anywhere. And this was like 2 lanes of cars going in one direction. Men have hard heads. Yeah, tell me about it. But you know, let's face it, if you were in that situation, it'd be hard for you to walk away and leave your house just to burn. You'd want to do whatever you could do to fight it, but you have to think, is my house worth my life? And you look at it that way, your life is more important. You can always rebuild. It's hard, but you can always rebuild. You can't come back to life after you're dead. So I wish they would make it possible to show pics in these lives to show my snow girl I made. Well, you can if you email me a picture of it. I don't know how good it will show, but people have been sending me pictures of family, their cats, their dogs to show on here. And if you'll email me a picture of whatever your snow girl, then I can try to show it. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he said, Tamara. You go, I'll be fine. It's HauserLinda49@gmail.com. It's below all of my videos and all of my lives. It's listed in the description. One of the very first things that come up. Little buddy wants back in. I hear him at the door. Come on. That's what I was trying to get Lucky used to doing. Letting him come in when it was rainy or cold and let him go out during the day, or let him go out to use the bathroom because I don't have a litter box. I can't have one in the house because I'm allergic to the litter. And there's Father Gatto. Yep, prayers for California. Let me get your name back down again. Yeah, he wasn't here. Lucky. Come on, kitty. Come on back in here. It's cold out there. Come on. Little buddy, get in there. I started calling Lucky. I thought I had my notifications turned off of this camera. You sent it to me? Okay. See if I can bring it up. I hope y'all can see it. It's got lights on each side on the ground at the bottom. That's what that bright glary look is around the snow girl. You did a good job. Let's see what this other picture is. Oh. And this one doesn't have the lights. Yeah, I wish they came through a lot clearer. I don't know if it would help to put it closer. I have to look around it to see how it's showing in the picture. We'll go back and bring the other one back up. This must have been at dark to have the lights on like that. I think that shows up a little bit better this time than it did the first time. Thank you for sharing. See, I would have built a snowman too, but I didn't have any snow. Didn't have any snow. Happy snow girl. I've got to go. Okay, Patty, good night. Have a blessed night. See you next time. Who else was leaving us? Oh, Tamara. She's going. We've been on here for an hour, so it was just another live to get your name in the pot another time. Oh, there's Craig D. Let me get your name in. Well, we had a winter storm here today in northeast Georgia. Snow, sleet, now freezing rain, power outages out around. I heard limbs popping in the woods and across from the house earlier. Oh my goodness, Craig. Well, we missed that storm here. If you saw my updates that I posted, all we got was some rain and a little bit of ice, a little bit of sleet, very little snow. And when I got up this morning, there was just little patches of it here and there. Most of it had melted, which I'm kind of glad we didn't get a real bad snowstorm hit here. Now, up north from us, they probably got it pretty bad, but not here. But you stay warm, stay safe. I hate it when the storms hit like that and you end up with power outages. Transformers blowing up in my hometown about 6 miles away. Oh, wow. But you have electricity now? I'm sure. I would think you do. You're on the internet. Patty, you have a great night. And there's Snow White. Let me get your name down again. The more times you come into my lives, the more chances you're going to have to win for the drawing February 6th. Well, that's a blessing. Just hope that you don't lose power where you're at, Craig. Oh, no, that doesn't sound good. Supposed to get very windy overnight, and that's when more outages will come. Sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully you won't have any more outages. How's Snow White doing? 18 degrees tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow night. I hope not either. Yeah, from what they said, we were going to get some heavy snow um, Thursday at about 11 o'clock, but it didn't happen. We got a little bit of rain, and then it rained most of the day. It rained all night, but some of the sleet and a little bit of the snow fell together last night through the night. And like I said, most of that was gone by the time I got up this morning. Most of it was gone around 8 o'clock. Oh no, you lost your glasses, Snow White. That could be a problem. I hope you at least lost them at home where you can maybe find them. You made tacos? That sounds good. I made spaghettis and meatballs, something I've been wanting to make forever. I did a video on it that I'll be posting tomorrow. Well, I'm so glad I had eye surgery. I don't need glasses at all anymore. Well, I never wore glasses though. Growing up, wasn't until I was like in my 30s when my eyes started getting bad. And then in my 40s, I had to start wearing glasses. And then my eyes got so bad, I went into the eye doctor. She examined me. She said, well, glasses are not going to do any good this time. You need surgery. I had cataracts. So I went in November, had the first eye done, went in December, had the second eye done. I was glad I did because I don't need reading glasses. I don't need any kind of glasses now. Yeah, I feel fortunate because there's so many people that have that surgery that they either need reading glasses or they need glasses for distance, one or the other. I love tacos, Snow White. Well, I hope you find your glasses. Or maybe you did, that's why you're in the live. I don't know. Last time I lost my glasses, my granddaughter found them. I was wearing them. I lost my sunglasses one time, Dennis. You know where I found them? On my head. You know how you wear your glasses and you flip them up and just put them on your head to leave them there for temporarily and then you can just pull them back down? Well, I pushed them up on my head and then I was going crazy all over the house trying to find my sunglasses and I couldn't find them. And all of a sudden I put my hand up like this and I thought to myself, there's my glasses up there. And made strawberry peach cobbler. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. Oh, it's 10 o'clock where Gladys is. She said her sleeping pill is kicking in. Okay, Gladys, you have a good night. Your name's in the pot again, so you got another chance at the drawing. Dennis says I looked everywhere but there. Well, I didn't look there. I just put my hand up for some reason and I felt my glasses. I thought to myself, oh, you stupid idiot, they're on your head. And there's Janet Jacob. Hello. Put your name down for the pot drawing. Got your name in again. Yeah, sleep tight, Gladys. Don't let the bed bugs bite. We'll see you next time. Yeah. I'm for always laying my phone down in the house, and then I'm going crazy because I don't remember where I put it down. Like this morning, I always have my phone next to the bed on the nightstand at night when I go to bed. I got up this morning, I took my phone and put it over on the dresser so I wouldn't knock it off of the nightstand when I made the bed up. Then I came in the kitchen for something, and then I said, well, where did I leave my phone? I went back in the bedroom, and I said, well, it's not on the nightstand. What did I do with it? And then I happened to look over there on the dresser, and there was my phone on top of the dresser. But I'm doing that all the time. I don't pay attention to where I lay it down, and I walk off, and then I forget where it's at. Hi, Carmen, new here. Well, welcome. You're a new subscriber. I'm writing your name down because your name's going to be going in the pot for the drawing for February 6th. I'll be doing a live February 6th at 7 p.m. Central, and whoever's name I draw out of the jar is the winner of the prize. So your name's in the pot. Every time you come in a live between now and then, your name goes in another time. And that's the whole reason for this live tonight, is to get your name in the pot again. So you came in at a good time. You got your name in. I was just passing by and heard you talking, and I felt like I was back home. I'm from Texarkana area, thanks. Well, I'm in north central Texas, just south of Fort Worth and Dallas, or southwest of Fort Worth and Dallas. Well, I'm glad my voice stopped you. Everybody, welcome Carmen to our live, a brand new subscriber. Well, thank you, Janice. Janice Country QT. Well, I'm glad I'm here to distract you a little bit, Jana. I feel for you. I'm so sorry about what happened. I really am. I can't imagine how you felt and what you've been going through ever since. My son's family is from that area. Happy to be here. Well, glad to have you. Something soothing and comforting listening to me. Well, I'm glad I'm good for something. Glad to help. If I'm helping at all, I don't know. You're very welcome, Carmen. Linda's good to listen to. Well, I was thinking about doing another little improv concert, but I just haven't felt up to that with little Lucky gone. I've been trying to, I said I'm not in the mood for that, but I can at least talk to everybody. Well, I don't really have an indoor garden, but if you try to do an indoor garden, you've got to either have plenty of sunlight or you've got to have grow lights. And I don't have either one for my house. I don't have room for grow lights or indoor garden. And it gets too cold here just a few times at night in the wintertime to keep anything alive in my greenhouse because I can't keep it heated, properly. So I don't have anything indoors, except I do have a couple of tree collard cuttings in pots in a bedroom, my spare bedroom in there. And I'm just trying to keep them through the freezing temperatures, and then they're going to go back outside. But yeah, the main thing for indoor gardening is you've got to have sunlight, plenty of it, or you've got to have grow lights. That's me, Craig. I'm watching YouTube all the time. I watch movies on YouTube. I found there's better movies on YouTube than there is on regular TV. Sometimes you wake up and you're not sure it's day or night. Really? Wow. Yeah, Lucky's taken off again. He's been gone for 2 days now. I just hope he shows up tomorrow. Well, like me, I took cuttings off my tree collards and I've got them in pots, small pots in that spare bedroom close to a window. It's not right at a window, but it gets a little bit of indirect sun during the day. So I'm trying to root a couple of those and keep them in out of the freezing temperatures just in case I lose the ones outside. I had one tree collard that survived last year outside. So I was not counting on any of them surviving this year. I know. He's a little man, though. He's going to go prowling. You know how men are and their little girlfriends. Well, he was here. Um, I gave him and little buddy their lunch. And then he ran around the yard just like little buddy does. And I went out there to give him dinner just before dark. And usually Lucky will come just barreling around the corner of the house when he knows I'm out there giving him food. And he didn't show up. He didn't show up the next morning. Yesterday. I haven't seen him all day yesterday. He's not been here all day today. So that's 2 days he's been gone. Yeah, I've got daylilies out in my rock garden. One of them survived over the years. I probably need to replant some of them. You must live in an apartment or something where you can't have an outdoor garden. The reason you're asking, what you can start for an indoor garden. My Sophie is an indoor girl. I'll be lost without her. I feel for you. I know he'll be back if someone doesn't have him shut up in their house. That's the only way he's not coming home. Otherwise, he'd be here. And it's funny because little buddy went out on the porch when I went out earlier to call Lucky. And he was looking around. And finally I told little buddy, I said, you come on back in the house. It's too cold for you out here. It's too cold and damp, after it raining so much. And it's 31 degrees right now, so it is just below freezing. I mean, that's what makes me think he's indoors somewhere or he'd be here. I mean, I know he would show up for meal times. He wouldn't be eating on somebody else's porch. And that's not like him to be eating somewhere else. He gets plenty of food here. So, I don't know about that. I really don't. That's what I'm thinking, Jana. There's a female cat he's hanging around with. He's running around with a female or a couple of females. Because he's right around a year old almost, so, he's not a baby kitten anymore. Oh, and there's Edith Margaret Harris. Go ahead and put your name back down again. And I'll fill you in. I'm adding a gift card to whichever you choose, whether it be Cowboy Candy, Relish, Jelly, or Chow Chow. I'm adding a gift card to that, probably a Visa gift card, so you'll be able to use it anywhere. I don't know. He could be. This neighbor that I text messaged earlier and sent a picture of little buddy, Lucky, not little buddy, Lucky, asking him if he's seen him. He texted me back and he said, yes. In fact, he was here eating off of my porch yesterday. So I don't know why he was there eating off of his porch yesterday. Usually he comes home. Unless he came home like in between meal times when I usually feed him. And I wasn't out there to see him out here and he didn't find any food. I'm seeing if the doctor on January 28th, I'm feeling pain. Oh, I'm sorry, Edith. Well, hopefully he can do something to ease your pain somewhat the 28th. It's a shame you got to wait till the 28th of January, though. That's a couple of weeks off. Well, usually if you start seeds indoors, I don't know where you're at, Carmen. But with me, if I start seeds indoors, it's like sometime the last of February or sometime in February when I start seeds indoors. Because I want them to grow at least 5 or 6 weeks into pretty sturdy plants and then transplant them outside in the garden. It just depends on where you're living at, how early you start them, the Houston area. Well, yeah, you could probably start them earlier than me because it's usually warmer around, around Houston than it is up here. But you can start tomato plants inside from seeds. Just about any plants, if you can keep them warm enough, the ground, the dirt warm enough to get them started. That's the reason I said you got to have plenty of sunshine so the soil gets warmth from the sun to germinate those seeds and sprout, or you've got to have grow lights if you have them indoors to start them early. Most of the time, I wait till about the second week in March, and I direct sow my seeds right out in the garden, in my pots or totes or buckets or wherever I'm going to plant them. I've planted, or I've started a few tomato plants and stuff like that in my greenhouse. I know I did some of them last year and the year before. But it seemed like it got too hot on a lot of my plants in the greenhouse. Janice says I do good just keeping flowers in a vase. Well, like I said, usually here, around the second week in March, I usually start planting my squash, zucchini, cucumbers, stuff like that. If I can start tomato plants, I'll usually start those inside. If not, I just wait till they come out in the garden centers and I'll buy tomato plants there. A lot of my tomato plants come up from seeds that have been dropped in my soil, and they come up as volunteers. And sometimes the voluntary plants that come up from your compost do better than the ones you buy and plant, or they do just as good. Yeah, I plant my squash, zucchini, stuff like that first because they don't like the extreme heat in Texas. And if I start them the second week in March, it takes them just a little bit to sprout. And then usually by the time they sprout, we're over the last freeze. If not, I can cover the little plants or the sprouts with a bucket or a pot or something, and that usually keeps them through one freeze overnight. Because you need to start them early. That way they have time to grow into mature plants and start producing zucchini and squash before the hot weather hits. Because the hotter it gets, the less those plants will survive. Here in Texas, I found anyway. Now, down around the Houston area, you may be able to keep them live longer. I don't know how hot it gets and how soon it gets hot in Houston. But here, by the time May gets here, I'm usually gathering zucchini, cucumbers, all that kind of stuff. Now, I planted winter squash and a whole bunch of stuff last year, and I had a real bad problem with those squash bugs or worms or whatever you call it that eat the vine. Man, I had a terrible problem with those last year. I lost a lot of my plants from that. I was picking cherry tomatoes up till about, a week or so ago. Because that tomato sauce that I made, spaghetti sauce that I made in my video today that I'm posting tomorrow, it's all made from a little cherry and grape tomatoes, that the last ones I picked. And they had just started to turn pink a little bit on the vine. And I picked them and put them in the bowl, and they ripened here on the counter. And I went ahead and used them in my my spaghetti sauce today. I usually use pepper spray. I've got a video on how to make pepper spray. It works fantastic on okra plants. You know, ants love to get on your okra and just devour your okra. It will ruin your okra. But if you keep them sprayed with pepper spray, they will not go near your plants, I promise you. Your plants will thank you for it. And my other stuff, I use a mild insecticide that I can spray on it. Or sometimes I will use Sevin Dust. I try not to use any more insecticide than I have to, because I don't like putting it on my plants. But if it comes to the point where it's either use it or lose it, I'm going to use a little bit. But last year, it didn't matter what I did to some of my winter squash and stuff like that. They devoured the plants. And I mean, they were beautiful plants. They were growing across the yard like crazy. They looked great. They were blooming. They started to produce the squash. And then those bugs or whatever gets in your vine just devoured the vine from the inside out. And I couldn't stop it. Well, I haven't posted the one I made today. You saw another video of me cutting up tomatoes, because I use my tomatoes out of my garden for anything that I can use them for, as long as they last. And I used the last of them in my spaghetti sauce today, and I'll post that video in the morning. Usually knit to pass my time. Well, I've got arthritis in my fingers, especially this hand, pretty bad. And I don't do much crocheting anymore. I've got a queen size bedspread that I was making, just like the one on my bed that I made. And I've got all the squares made, but I haven't got them put together. And I don't know when I'll do that. Yeah, every bit of my spaghetti sauce is made from my little tomatoes right out of my garden that I'll post in the morning. You're an avid crocheter, Carmen. I'm not that good at it, but I found I could make a granny square. And I make granny squares about this big, and the way I make them, every one matches. And then I put a solid border around each one that matches the whole spread for the background. And it turns into a really pretty bedspread. It just takes a while to make them. And I got to get those squares together. Well, I made meatballs and spaghetti sauce. And that's what I did the video on. And I use ramen noodles for the pasta. Because it cooks quicker. But I should have used just spaghetti. I had spaghetti and pasta here that I could have cooked. But I did the... And if I fix the rest of it tomorrow for my lunch, I'll probably use either elbow macaroni or spiral pasta or spaghetti noodles. And this is Mrs. Meyer, too. Let me put your name down again. And I'll fill you in on what's been going on. I've added probably a Visa gift card to the drawing for February 6th. We're still giving away the original prize, but I'm adding a gift card to it. You don't cook anymore, you live in a nursing home. Well, I'm so glad you watch us, Edith. And I'm sorry you're in a nursing home, but I'm sure with maybe health problems, it's the best place for you to be. But, yeah, I'm glad you found my channel. I really am. Well, you can still watch the videos and watch me cook. You can put in the comments what I do wrong. Because I'm sure when you did cook, you were a good cook. Yeah, I'm glad Edith is here too. Yeah, we need to say prayers for Edith. We need to say prayers for It's Me, Anne. That's what she's changed her name to now. And there's several other people in my lives, you know, in that are subscribers to my channel that really do need prayer. So usually when I say my prayers or say the blessing before I eat, I'll not only bless my food, but I'll say, and Lord, please bless all the people that are in YouTube, that are my subscribers and that type of thing. I mean, I can't go through each individual name, but as a general rule, I pray for everybody. Carmen says I'm an awful cook. Well, that might be a matter of opinion. Carmen said, I made my grandmother a large blanket for her 90th birthday, and she loved it. I really enjoy making the lace doilies. Oh, I've made lace doilies, and they are so, oh my goodness, they're tedious. The thread is so small, and it always falls off my needle. My mom was a whiz at those lace doilies. She could go to town. She even did a bedspread with that, just like the little lace doilies. I don't have the patience for that little stuff. I can't hold it tight enough. So I made my bedspreads out of the bigger yarn that you would make like scarves or sweaters or hats. And I've made hats with them before too, and I've made scarves. You can bake but not cook. I hate cleaning too, Snow White. I don't like cleaning. I love cooking, but then I got all the mess to clean up. I said that's when I'd like to just do my cooking, do my video, and then turn all the rest of the cleanup to someone else. No, I don't mind it. I mean, you love cleaning, Jana. If I'm in the mood to clean, I don't mind it. I mean, I'll go through the whole house if I'm in the mood to do it. Put Tamara Douglas down again. She said, I'll clean, you cook. Okay. You need to live next door to me. I'll cook and feed you. You clean up. Well, I haven't seen Dennis or Wilson in chat in a while. Where did they disappear? Oh, there's Dennis. You're watching. You're listening to us crazy ladies, huh? It's like I got about 34 thumbs up. Way to go, y'all. Yeah, the tea's working with the honey. I didn't put lemon in it this time. The lemon might have made me cough before. I didn't put lemon in it this time. I think mango tea and honey. And you know, the kids here are still not back in school. They, from what I heard, they don't go back to school till the 14th. That's the longest Christmas and New Year's holiday I've ever known school kids to have. Yeah, Edith is precious. It's some of this mango tea that I still have that April Flowers sent me from Hawaii. You know, she sent me several different flavors of coffee, and I've still got a bunch of it. And she sent me several boxes of tea bags, different flavors. And I haven't used all of it yet. I know, I've never known kids to be out of school that long. I can't imagine why. They're usually back like the Monday after New Year's. But they were out another whole week. No, longer than a week. I know I haven't heard buses go by my house because I have one school bus that goes by my house every day when school's in. I have no idea, probably getting in trouble. I don't know, there could be. Or they might be doing something to the school. I have no idea. I don't get the newspaper anymore. I need to subscribe back to the newspaper since I've got a little bit of money coming in. Yeah, I've never known kids to be out of school that long for Christmas and New Year holiday. That is a pretty long time. They're probably driving their parents crazy. Or their grandparents, because if their parents work every day, they're probably at grandparents' house. They're driving their grandparents nuts. I don't know. I would have loved having my granddaughter with me for a week or two when she was younger. Well, I wouldn't mind it now. She'll be 21 or 22 in June. But you know how kids are. They get by with a lot of stuff with their grandparents. They get a lot of stuff from their grandparents too, most of the time. Yeah, they're not in school hanging out somewhere at the grandparents' babysitter or something. I don't know. You stayed a whole week with your parents and they only live 2 miles away. You could walk that far with your parents. Not with your grandmother, Jana. Yeah, my grandparents, when I was growing up, when I lived in Atkinson, North Carolina, which was my hometown, um, my grandparents, my dad's parents, only lived about 3 miles from our house. And it was a country highway, so there was not a whole lot of traffic on it. On Saturdays, we'd ask Mom, they'd say, Mom, can we go see Grandmama? She said, sure, go ahead, but just watch out for traffic. Well, you know, country road, a lot of times the only traffic you see is a tractor going up the road or a pickup or something like that once in a while. It's not heavily traveled, or it wasn't back then. And we'd walk all the way up to my grandmother's house and spend the day with her and walk home. Me and my brothers would go up there. My two older brothers. It tickled me. My Aunt Doris was there at my grandmother's house one day, her daughter, and she said, "What are you kids doing up here?" I said, "We come to see Grandmama." She said, your mama sends you up here?" I said, "No. We begged Mama to let us come." Yeah, it was a lot of good memories with my grandmama living that close. And there's a lot of good memories of my mom's parents too that lived in New York, because we lived in New York when I was little for a couple of years, because that's where my mom was from. And then we visited there every year, at least once a year. And I enjoyed my grandparents. I always told people that my grandparents, each set is different as night and day. I said, I got one grandparent, if she wants fried chicken, she'll go in the backyard and grab her a chicken. My other grandparent, if she can't go to the store and buy her chicken, she'd never eat chicken. Gosh, I had to ask my son back from my parents if I let him walk, these streets are pretty busy and I know my kids wouldn't pay attention. Yeah, that's one thing that we lucked out with, because it was just a little farm town, a little crossroad basically. And there was not hardly any traffic on that one road that was from our house all the way up to my grandparents. You used to go to your grandparents' house in central Arkansas every summer growing up, and you loved it. Yeah, I loved going to see either one of my grandparents. New York or North Carolina when we lived in New York. Mine were too. Both of my grandmoms were totally opposite. My dad's mom was total country, farm country. My mom's mother, my other grandmother, she was total city slicker. She didn't grow nothing. She didn't butcher nothing. She went to the store for everything she got, or to a restaurant. She wasn't about to butcher anything to eat it. Bless her heart. I wouldn't want to either, though. I mean, it took me a while before I'd even clean fish, but I did finally would clean fish, and I got used to it, so it didn't bother me. But I don't think I could go out in the backyard and grab a chicken and wring his neck. And I helped her pick the feathers, but then she did the rest. And there's Reverend Kelly. Let me put your name down again. How's Reverend Kelly doing this evening? We've added another thing to the drawing for February 6th. It's going to be a gift card. It'll be added to the prize that's already up. Oh, no. Dennis, you're something else. He said his Nana would go to church with a cooler of beer for afterwards. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Reverend Kelly, trying to stay warm. It's 31 degrees. Perfect timing. Chicken's not salty. I always have to salt my chicken when I cook it. Maybe you always put too much salty in it, or whoever cooks it for you, maybe they put too much salt in it. Because if you boil it or grill it or fry it or whatever and you don't add salt, it's not salty at all. Yeah, well, we were supposed to get a snowstorm yesterday, but it didn't happen. All we got was rain all day. It did sleet a little bit overnight, and a little bit of snow fell with it, but there was only some very small patches of it left this morning because it melted as fast as it fell. Didn't have any ice on the roads or anything. I mean, we've had pretty cold nights and a couple of cold days, but no snow, no ice to amount to anything. Which I'm kind of glad. We needed the rain, but we didn't need the ice, and we didn't need the snow. I wish it would just come a thunderstorm in California for several days and just rain hard on them and put those fires out. I mean, that's something they need right now, is a good couple of days of hard, heavy rain to put all those fires out. It was 40 degrees this morning, and my son asked if the school was closed because it's so cold. 40 degrees ain't cold enough to close the school. That's not even freezing. Good try. He tried, didn't he, Carmen? Oh my goodness, in North Carolina, I had to walk to school because we lived in town. And I lived about 4 or 5 blocks from the school. So I had to walk to school. The bus wouldn't stop and pick us up. I don't know if they stop now within the city limits because it was so small. But they wouldn't back then. And I remember having to walk to school in the snow. I walked to school in the rain. And sometimes neighbors would stop and pick me up, me and my brothers, and take us if it was raining so hard. But yeah, I had to walk to school. Thank God it was only a couple of blocks. Was any further, I'd have just stayed home. I guess I would have got my butt whipped, but I'd have stayed home. I know I've been watching some of it, and I have to stop. I can't even watch a whole live of it because it's just so sad. They just need some good heavy rainfall for several days to put those fires out. Because it started in Los Angeles, Palisades, Hollywood, and the last time I watched anything on it, it moved into West Hills. And they were trying to fight the fire to keep it from devouring everything in West Hills. Keep it out. Yeah, that's very wishful thinking, isn't it? Hoping it would rain a couple of days real hard and put the fires out. But that's what they need. That's what those firemen need, is some good heavy rain. But I know that ain't going to happen. I just don't know what I'd do in a situation like that. It would be terrifying. Because you don't know where to go. Except just try to get away from the fire, get away from the smoke. Because the smoke is just as dangerous as the fire is. I mean, that smoke will kill you. Me too, Jana. I would definitely be getting out of those places where that fire is. I don't know where I'd go, but I'd be getting out of there. Because there's no house, no car, or no building worth your life. You can always rebuild or try to. You don't come back to life after you're dead. Not in this world, you don't. Go over the grapevine. My sister used to live in Bakersfield. I'm not familiar with Bakersfield. Is that in California? Southern California, where the fires are? One woman must have been in shock because she said she just wanted to wash her dishes. Reality sucks sometimes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. She was in denial. Sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. My helper came and found them. They were on my head. That's where my sunglasses were one time when I couldn't find them. I forgot I pushed them up on my head. Well, you know, I wouldn't even worry about photo albums. You got the memories, you got the pictures in your mind. I wouldn't risk my life. I mean, I would grab them if I could, but I wouldn't go and intentionally risk my life to save photo albums. Yeah, Bakersfield, California. Yeah, that's like I told my brother when he decided to move from New York to Arizona. He said, I'm tired of the cold and the ice. Because, you know, he had to walk like a block or two to get to a grocery store when it was snow on the streets. And he said, I'm tired of trudging through the snow to even go buy a loaf of bread in the freezing cold. I'm tired of the cold. So he moved to Tucson, Arizona after when he retired. Well, I told him, I said, well, you know, no matter where you go, there's always going to be something you're going to deal with. If it's not snow, it's going to be the heat. If it's not heat, it's going to be something else. Do you know the first summer he lived in Tucson, they ended up with a snowstorm. He messaged me and says, I don't know what's going on. It don't snow in Tucson, Arizona. I said, you brought it from New York with you when you moved. Carmen. He just asked my kids to help me find my phone, and it turned out to be in my hand. I'll get so busy in the garden, you know, I'll have a knife or a garden tool or a pair of scissors or something out there working with it. I'll lay them down and then I go crazy because I can't find them. I get so busy and involved in what I'm doing and moving around the garden till I forget where I lay the stuff. But I eventually find it. Well, I felt like an idiot that time. I pushed my sunglasses up on my head and I came in the house and I was looking for something. And then I realized, well, I need my sunglasses. Where's my sunglasses? I went crazy looking for those sunglasses. And I touched my head for something. I don't know if it was for my hair or what it was, but I went like this and I felt them. I could feel my glasses up there. I says, oh my God. I'm going crazy looking for my sunglasses and they're on my head. And it don't have to do anything with being old or getting old either. I did that years ago. I got 36 thumbs up. Way to go, y'all. Thank you for those thumbs up. Just like that time, I had a great big microwave sitting on this cart over here where I've got my dehydrator sitting. Well, when I replaced that microwave, I bought a smaller one with lighter weight that I could put on my counter over here beside the refrigerator. Well, when that big microwave was there, it was a micro convection oven. And it had a metal rack that you put in the oven when you wanted to use it with the convection setting. Well, I tried to figure out a place to put it for safekeeping. So there was just enough space, about that much, underneath the microwave, between the microwave and the cart, because of the little legs that were on each end corner of the microwave, to slide the shelf under the microwave. And I said, that's the perfect place for it, because it'll always be there right with the microwave. So if I want to use the convection oven, I can just pull it out, put the shelf in the in the oven. Well, it had been a while since I used the convection setting in my microwave. And I was going to use it one day. I don't know. I was going to bake something in there or something, and I needed the convection setting. So I needed the little shelf, the rack. I went crazy, y'all, looking for that rack, that shelf. I couldn't find it anywhere. And all of a sudden, I bumped the cart. I just bumped it by accident because I was frantic trying to find it. And I heard metal rattle. And I realized right then, you idiot, it's under the microwave. And I pulled it right out from under the microwave, put it in the microwave. And I said, I put it there for safekeeping. I hid it from myself. I noticed that, Dennis. These last ones I got were the best about being cut all the way through. There was very small places where it was still connected and it just pulled apart. Most of the time I have to take a knife and finish cutting them open. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I guess it just depends on the brand. And we got Shatika in the house. I got to put her name down again. I'll tell you, like I told everybody else, Shatika, I've added a gift card to the winnings for a February 6th drawing. And I just put your name in the pot again. Well, I just wrote it down. I'll put it in there later when I cut them apart. I've got a whole sheet again. Look at that. It looks like the first sheet that I filled up. They say in the computer you can get cookies. It confuses me. Yeah, but the cookies that you get on the computer are not the kind you eat. Unfortunately. All right, Snow White, I'm glad you could come in. I will be having several just pop-up lives like this between now and February 6th, because every time you come in the live, your name is going to go in the pot again. So the more you come into the lives, the more chances you're going to have to win. But I'm so glad you could come in tonight. And I'm getting ready to get off of here too. We've been in here for 2 hours already. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm saying good night too, everybody. I'm so glad all of you could come into my chat. I bless your hearts for coming in. You know, I'm hoping for everybody to win, but I know there's only going to be one winner come February 6th. But I have up the ante a little bit, so you'll get a gift card and whatever canned stuff that you choose if your name gets picked. So good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Stay cool. Don't let the bed... No, not cool. Stay warm. Oh, man, my mind's gone tonight. Stay warm. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Stay safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.